We're here live at the Tap House Grill in Seattle. For all the finest beers on tap, it's the Tap House Grill in Seattle. I'm the chief, and I'm gonna drink this beer. Are you rolling right now?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Chronicles of the Nerds is here with Aaron Douglas of Battlestar Galactica and upcoming show The Bridge.
The Bridge is it's a show about cops. I play a guy named Frank Leo, and he's a cop for about 11-12 years, and then through all these extraordinary circumstances, he becomes head of the police association, basically head of the union. So it's his job to be in charge of 8,000 men and women and try to improve their working conditions, improve their working lives, and fight City Hall and fight the brass and all the officers, the men, the white shirts as they call them. And sometimes cops get the bad guys, and sometimes they don't get the bad guys, and sometimes the cops are the bad guys. Our show attempts to show from the police officer's point of view just how much shit they have to go through to keep everybody safe, and then my character Frank is dealing with the bad apples within the police force, and also when cops make a mistake, what happens to those officers, and how are they backed by the union, and he has to fight public perception and the press and the brass and all that sort of thing. And he became notorious. It was sort of like the show is, the one-liner for the show that I like is, what if Tony Soprano was a cop? He's a badass. He gets the right thing done, not necessarily through the right channels. It'll be dark, it'll be gritty. It's really not your typical cop show. It's not crime gets committed, cops solve it, bad guy goes to jail. It's
not the CSI formula.
It's not the CSI formula. It's not the Law and Order formula. It's based loosely on the experiences of a guy named Craig Bromell, who was a cop in Toronto, Canada for 16 years, and then he became head of the police union up there, and it's 8,000 cops. So, nice thing to have my show on CBS.
Well, I mean, a nice time, because that's when a lot of the other shows are on hiatus.
Yeah.
We'll edit that out.
Oh no, it's funnier that he did. He doesn't know anything. I'm not answering any more of his questions. But first, so there's a Battlestar video game coming out.
Oh really?
Yeah,
do you know about this?
I've seen a little bit.
It's going to be an online thing released in the fall.
MMO?
It's at the. It's a. I don't know anything other than that.
Well, you are now internationally famous as Chief Tyrrell.
Yes.
From Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
And
I will always
I
be
say
Chief.
this on our podcast all the time. Best show ever made.
Question about it real quick while his girlfriend is away.
Okay.
My friend Tom was really curious. While your girlfriend is away.
Yes.
Making out with Boomer.
Everybody asks that, you know. It's like, what's it like to make out with Grace Park? But you got to realize that there are 80 people standing around watching you, and you've got a DP who's standing there going, I can't see your face, you need to lean a little bit more here, your light's over there and her face is here, I can't see your face, so you need to kind of get around a little bit. So you get your weight on your left foot, and you kind of, you end up standing like a flamingo in the water, looking for a fish, trying to kiss somebody and make it look romantic. There's nothing sweet or romantic about it. But yes, I got to kiss Grace Park, and I am sort of like a hero to a lot of guys who like Koreans.
Now that you are kind of internationally famous as Chief Tyrrell, what's the craziest fan thing that's ever happened?
There's been a lot. I mean, you get the questions, boxers or briefs, which is just so played. I had one guy in Germany ask me to sign the dashboard of his car. I walked out of the parking lot, and I'm signing this guy's dashboard thinking, your resale value just plummeted, Unless the other guy's a Battlestar fan, you're fucked, dude. I don't know if I should tell this story.
Oh no,
go ahead.
You can't tell it.
Okay. I'm in England, and I'm doing a con there, and I'm with. I don't know if I should say his name or not. I don't think I will. Undisclosed person. He was a child actor at a time.
Macaulay Culkin.
No, sci-fi. Anyways, he has this rule that he doesn't take pictures after midnight. So we're rolling throughout the night, and at about, I don't know, 1, 2 a.m., this woman comes up to me, and she literally pulls out one of her boobs, and she's holding a Sharpie, and she says, "Will you sign my breast?" Can I hold it so I get a nice? And I'm kind of like shocked. Okay, and there's lots of people around. There's probably 60 people around, and I'm standing there going, I don't know. Okay, so I took the Sharpie and I'm about to press it to the skin, and somebody whispers in my ear, "Don't." And I kind of paused, and I went, "What?" And I look over, and this guy kind of grabbed my head, and he went, "She gets them tattooed." I went, "What?"
Oh.
And he says, "Ask her to show you her other boob." I went, "Okay." And I said, "What if I want to sign the other one?" She goes, "Well, you have to find space." And she pulls her boob falls out. He's got like John Hancock 6 times over. Like, all these actors had signed it, and then she goes to the tattoo parlor the next day and goes, "Zzz," and she gets it tattooed on her ass. So she's got a whole litany of actors on her ass and on this breast, but this one was clear. I said, "You know what? Can I was gonna get a drink, and then can I sign it in a second?" She says, "Yeah, that's okay." She starts doing this, and it immediately pops into my head, buddy who told me I don't take pictures after midnight, I gotta go get him. He says, "Oh, somebody's beer's here." This is the longest story ever because beers keep coming. So I said, "You gotta come here. You gotta do this." He shows up. He says, "What?" I said, "We're signing this woman's breast. You need to sign her breast." And he's like, "Oh, okay." So he grabs the Sharpie, and she goes, "Thonk," and pulls this thing. And he grabs the Sharpie, and he's about to do this, and buddy who told me starts to lean in, and I look over at this guy and I go, and he just goes, So hammered. She smiles and tucks it back in. I take the Sharpie and he, "What are you all laughing at?" "Nothing. Let's go get another drink." She shows up the next day and goes, "Here you go." He goes, "Wow, that really stayed on. You didn't wash it off?" She's like, "It doesn't wash off." "It's a Sharpie." Well, yeah. No. And it's all raised and bleeding, kind of like, like, yeah. So he never called me again.
Will there be a Battlestar movie?
Well, there's been movies.
A movie, a theatrical.
No, there will not.
Okay.
Glenn Larson has the rights to the movies, and he won't let us make a movie. Bryan Singer apparently is writing and maybe wants to reboot it again. Yeah. I have the utmost respect for Bryan Singer. He makes fantastic films. I worked with him on X2. I would fly anywhere in the planet to work with that guy. Bryan Singer is a genius filmmaker. He is a really, really talented guy.
One of my favorites.
He's quirky and he's a little,
He stays true to the character.
If there ever was a geek that wants to make it right for geeks, I remember standing on X-Men 2 set and him pulling his hair out, arguing with the writers about a line, because he knows that the fans will go back and they will pick that apart. And he's like, "No, it has to be this way because this happened and this happened and this happened." And in the comic books, I mean, there is nobody that wants to be more true to the story than Bryan Singer.
That kind of goes into what my question was going to be. What would you say has been kind of the most exciting part of your career, or the kind of the biggest highlight?
The ascendancy of Battlestar, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can go back to the first gig you get, and that's kind of fun and exciting. I remember the first time I'm walking on set and just being completely out of my element and having no idea what was going on, but watching Battlestar rise and ascend and just turn into this worldwide phenomenon that still to this day, we've been off the air for 2 years now? Just watching the final episodes as they come down and feeling the nostalgia of that it's all coming to an end, and this is the last time that people are going to see this the first time. Hi, this is Aaron Douglas, Chief Tyrrell from Battlestar Galactica. You're listening to Chronicles of the Nerds with a little bit of Pat Benatar in the background.